Okay, hi guys, welcome to week 4. I cannot believe that we are in the 4th week of class, but we are. So for this video, I want to talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing this week, and I also want to talk a little bit about this Google Docs issue that I've run into, and the ways that I plan to get around this issue moving forward in our peer review process and this semester. So this is a big week for you guys because you're going to be submitting your first drafts of your first major written assignment, the Debunking Stereotypes assignment. And that assignment sheet and rubric are both posted in week 3. I will move them to week 4, just so that you guys have everything you need in one place. And that rubric that's listed in the assignment sheet is really important because that's how you're going to be getting your grade, obviously, and it's got the different categories of things that I'm looking for laid out with descriptions of the different things that I'm looking for within those categories. So keep that rubric in the back of your mind when you are both writing and reviewing drafts, because that's going to be key, obviously. So the theme of this week is language. We're going to be thinking a little bit more about the way that we use language to communicate a message. I'm having you read William Zinzer's chapter, Simplicity, in Blackboard. It's posted there. It's a really quick chapter, but it's a really powerful one. And then I'm also having you read Raymond Carver's his short story, Popular Mechanics. Now, Carver is one of my all-time favorite writers. He is phenomenal. And his subject matter is a little unsettling, I will admit. So you may find yourself shocked at the content of the short story, but it's powerful stuff. And he does very specific and precise things with his language. So I want you to pay attention to what he's doing with his language and how he's using those specific language tools to communicate his message. Because he's doing something very particular with his language. And I want you to think about why he's chosen to write the story in this way. Keep in mind, Raymond Carver's language is typically very similar to what you're going to read in Popular Mechanics, but it's definitely different. It's more so. It's a tighter prose than what I've read before. So I want you to think a little bit about why he would choose to write the story in this way, and what's lost or what's gained. How does this make the message stronger, or does it hinder the message? Just think a little bit about the different things that language is doing to work with or work against Carver's message. And then, of course, I want you to think a little bit about how you could use those language skills in your own writing. I think there's this big disconnect between fiction writers and academic research writers, and people think automatically assume that they're doing very different things. But in truth, they are working with different content, yes, but they are also trying to actively engage their audience. So in that regard, they are doing very similar things because they are trying to use their language to really capture an audience's attention. So think about that, and think about how you could use similar tools like Carver's language use to communicate the message that you need to communicate when you're composing all of your major written assignments and discussion forums for our class. And then, of course, any writing that you do outside of our class. Now, Google Docs. So I learned this week that for whatever reason, the email account access that you have through Central Piedmont, through Google, does not grant you the same capabilities that you might have if you had a personal Gmail account. So learning to work with that constraint, we're still going to submit everything in Google Docs just like you would. Google Docs is a great forum to uploading your work and then submitting or sharing with me. It knocks down some of our back and forth communication. It helps us just to kind of put everything in one place. So using Google Docs to comment would have been ideal, but moving forward so that we still get that peer review process down, which is a really important component in our class, what I'm going to ask you to do is either one of two options. So so once you've uploaded your document into Google Docs and shared it to myself, and then your classmates, the ones in your peer groups, which are also posted in week 4. So in week 4, just to sidetrack really quickly, you'll have the names of your peer review partners posted and their email addresses also, so that you can share directly with those classmates. And then, of course, be sure to share with me. So once you've done that, and once they've shared their Google documents with you, you can, you've got one or two options. First, you can open the Google document and read it in Google, read the first draft in Google, and respond to the classmate via email. I would encourage you to open a Word document and type an actual letter to your classmate, and in the letters you should list strengths, weaknesses, and overarching comments. And this doesn't need to be a sentence or two in both, and we need extensive comments. Make sure that you're giving your classmates some really thoughtful feedback. I want you to put some effort and some thought into this process. So, I'm talking minimum a paragraph of strengths, a paragraph of weaknesses, and then overarching comments, and that's minimum. I would prefer you to go above and beyond, and the people that do this, the students that put forth the most effort are going to obviously get the highest grades. So put forth some effort. Show me that you're really taking this process seriously, and that you're willing and ready to give your classmates feedback that's going to help them as they're composing, revising, and submitting for a final draft. So you can, either you can take that Word document where you've composed this letter and then save it and attach it to an email, or you can copy and paste it into the body of an email. Either way, you're going to send those comments back via email, which is a good way to do it. And you just need to make sure that you're copying me on that email so that I can give you credit for participating. The other option, and I'm going to post in just a couple minutes a video that gives you the tutorial on how to do this, and this is what I'm going to be doing this semester moving forward, and that's taking your Google document, downloading it back into Word form, and doing track changes. And in this track changes, that gives me the ability to give you comments line by line if I need to. So if there's a specific sentence that's it's awkward or it reads incoherently, I can highlight it and in the margins in track changes write, that this sentence is incoherent. There's nothing that really connects this idea to any of the other ideas, or there's a word missing even. This would give me the ability, and it would give you the ability to give your classmates really specific feedback, which is what I'm looking for. I do need specific feedback because I need to know that, that your classmates, when they go back to revise a paper, that they know that maybe in paragraph 3 there was nothing that connected paragraph 3 to anything else. It could have been completely removed and the paper would have been fine. I need to know when I'm revising exactly what's not working so that I can address those issues. Okay? So again, I'm going to post a video showing you how you do the track changes process. But if that's not something that you're interested in, you don't need to feel any pressure to go that route. You can always just read the Google Docs just like you would in Google Doc form, and just compose an email to your classmates to respond to that draft that you're reading. And again, make sure that I'm CC'd on everything. Every email that I get from you guys is going into a specific file folder so that at the end I can go back to your file folder, open it up, and make sure that you commented on your classmates and that you got feedback from those classmates. So, but yeah, I think this assignment's a really good one. I'm excited to see how you guys do with this first major written assignment. It is, I don't think you'll have any trouble finding a stereotype. We do unfortunately live in a society that is saturated with stereotypes. What you might find somewhat challenging would be looking for research, scholarly research that disproves the assignment. And if you run into any questions or run into any problems and have questions and concerns, please feel free to communicate with me, because I'm happy to help you get started on this research process. So I think that's about it. Make sure you watch video 2 and have a good 4th week.